We don't have John in the house, unfortunately, but he will be back next week, and he's sending love to everybody. But, so I'm here. I'm your speaker and coach, and today we have a great show. We have some amazing guests that are doing a lot of amazing things in the community. But before we get started, I'm going to read a little something from the Bible, as always John loves to do. I'm going to switch it up today. And I found something that's just short, sweet, right to the point, and that I think is very powerful, has helped me in my life. And it's Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. And it goes a little something like this. It says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you." Short and sweet right there. So for me personally, I know that I've always been a person that's been seeking. And when I seek, for some reason, some amazing things have come my way. And I ask, I just ask, hey, for opportunities, and somehow they come to me, and I knock on that door, and the door opens. So, if you don't ask, you'll never find out if you will get accepted or not. But we fear rejection so much that we don't go for it, unfortunately. So you have to go for it. And rejection is part of the process. Enjoy the process. Understand that the obstacle is the way. And if you don't enjoy the obstacle, then you'll never find the way. And with that being said, I just want to welcome our first guest, an amazing woman that is doing a lot of amazing things for the community. And her name is Chelsea Menke. And she is the program director for TRAK, Therapeutic Ranch for Animal and Kids. Welcome. How are you feeling today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me back on the show. I love this.
For sure. Yeah, we love having you too, especially with all the experiences that you've talked about in regards to what your organization is doing.
Yeah.
I really love what you're doing. And I think your organization is like pretty much people that heal other people. So I'm really grateful to have you here. And just to get things started, just so anybody who has not heard of TRAK, tell us a little bit about what is TRAK and what do you do?
Absolutely. So TRAK is Therapeutic Ranch for Animals and Kids. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and we are basically here for anybody and everybody in the community who needs a place like TRAK. So whether you just want to come on by and get some animal love, or you want to volunteer some time, do some community service, do some horseback riding lessons, come have a birthday party. We have so many options. We also have our therapy program. So we're really so lucky to be an all-encompassing program because we can cater to so many different people in our community.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. Especially, hey, who doesn't want to hang out at a ranch like for their birthday? I would like to go horseback riding. Yeah. I remember when I was young, I used to go to this ranch back in Mexico, and we would just sleep in the back of the truck, and then you would wake up to I'm like, what's that? And I don't know if that sounds like a cow, but I would hear cows, yeah. And I would hear a cow, and then I would wake up and, oh man, there's a cow right next to me. So it was pretty cool to just be out in nature, smelling some good air instead of just being indoors all the time. And so, yeah, definitely would love to have my birthday party there.
We are all about outdoors.
There you go. So, in regards to, what you've done, can you tell us, any stories about one of your clients, the experiences with your organization and the impact that it had in their lives? Anything
Absolutely. Like that? So, fairly recently, we had a client. It was a teenage boy, and he has autism, and he's involved in our horseback riding program. And, he came in for his lesson one day, and he was feeling really emotional, really kind of overwhelmed, had a little bit of an argument with his mom, and he was feeling really kind of upset about that, and took the time to talk to the horse about what was going on while he was kind of getting ready for his lesson. And he just ended up kind of breaking down in tears, and it went through his lesson. Even during his lesson, he kind of was upset, and feeling really emotional, and came over and actually kind of stopped his lesson and talked to his mom, and was, apologized, and just, it was really, really heartwarming moment.
Wow.
The instructor was in tears.
Yeah.
She's telling me about it. I'm in tears. And it's just like the horses really provide that safe haven, for anybody to just kind of confide and express those emotions. So it's really powerful watching that outcome and watching that whole process of how he entered versus how he left, just in an hour's time at the ranch. It's really awesome.
That's so powerful. And what's really cool is I feel like that horse is just listening to somebody. It's not even judging. It's not
No.
saying anything. It's just paying attention to what the child is saying.
Exactly.
And then in return, the child is getting all these emotions out of him instead of suppressing them. Because I really believe that if we suppress all these emotions, especially me personally, I used to suppress a lot of my emotions. That's why I dealt with like depression, anxiety,
Mm-hmm.
drinking, doing drugs, all these things that I went through because I didn't want to deal with my emotions. And, it feels like these horses help other people express the emotions that they would have never expressed. And if they don't, that could lead to a mental health condition. What are your thoughts about that?
It's, I'm obviously a huge horse person or animal person in general,
Yeah.
but it's unique getting to see this process and what I explained what happened in a riding lesson setting. It wasn't like this participant was enrolled in our therapy program where maybe we would kind of, nudge it in that direction a little bit to kind of get in tune with emotions. No, this was just something that was completely organic and just came totally naturally just by him being in the presence of the horse.
Yeah.
It wasn't like the instructor was like, what's going on with you today? Or, anything like that. It was just, it all came out and it was all on the table just from him being in the presence of the horse.
Yeah. And that, like you said, the presence of the horse and just being in that present moment, which the horse, that's
Right.
what it does.
That's it.
It doesn't think about what people said about him
Nope.
or the judgment. It's just a horse. It's just sitting there, standing there,
Yep.
just listening. And what if we were to be like your horses?
Oh my gosh, it'd be so amazing.
My God, we would live in so much peace. We wouldn't be worried about what our boss said or what my
Absolutely
mom
would.
said about me. I wouldn't be worried about, just what other people have. I'd just be a horse,
Yep.
and just be in that present moment. And that's what that kid was feeling because that horse was truly present. And how many times do we have somebody that's fully present with us in this moment? Like, there's not a lot of people that
No.
can listen. I think right now I heard that the attention span is like less than a fish,
my
which is
gosh.
7 seconds for humans and 9 seconds for a fish. So
That's so
that
sad.
horse, I think that horse has a better attention span than human beings.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. I love that. And so like right now with your program, like how has it helped your clients with COVID? Has it helped anybody with like how do you?
Absolutely. So I kind of expressed this before when I was on a couple months ago, but we were fortunate enough to stay open through the whole beginning stages of what was happening with no idea of what was to come. Just knowing that we were able to provide a safe environment for people and participants. And, we've just continued going in that direction. As long as people feel safe and we provide the safe environment, we're outdoors, people are able to engage with each other safely. They're able to engage with the horses safely. And I really feel like it's been huge for the mental health community to be able to, have the option to get some mental health services too, while dealing with all the things that have come with COVID. Because it's never ending at this point, right?
Yes,
It's
yeah, for sure.
going closer to 2 years. So it's just,
I know, man. So yeah,
at least we're able to provide something for the community safely.
Yes. And then outdoors on top of it, that's a big plus. And
Right.
So we'll get back to more of that. Andres Ruiz, and we are back with Chelsea Menke from TRAK. And we were just talking about some amazing experiences that she was able to experience with some clients, and then also in regards to COVID. And what I really liked about what you were saying about COVID, how people are right now, instead of being isolated and being indoors all the time, just to be able to get out is great, because there's a stat that says that kids are spending 8 to 10 hours a day on their phone. And so to be able to have that 1 hour of experience outdoors is something that is so crucial for so many people right now during COVID. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
Absolutely. So first of all, TRAK is a no phone zone. We have signs
Good.
on property that say no phone zone, because
Nice.
the connection you're going to get on the ranch is better and stronger than any connection you're going to get on the phone, right? So we're all about just leaving that, kind of world behind and just being present, like we were talking about.
Yes.
And, we have so many opportunities for people to just get outdoors. We have our riding lesson program. We have our volunteering. We've got families that still have kids that are homeschooled that come out for a couple hours in the morning and volunteer. So they get,
Nice.
their
Okay.
hands really dirty and they just get to be with the animals, take care of the animals.
That's so
So
cool.
there's so much more than just, some of the specific programs we have to offer. So we've run therapeutic groups the whole time. So we're still doing that. And we have, teen groups, we have youth groups. So there's a lot of options for kids to just kind of come together. And I think they would be surprised with how much they're finding that they have in common just going through this whole experience of COVID, together.
That's so cool. So
together but separate.
Yeah. No,
Isolated.
For sure. Yeah. And what you're also doing is you're bringing connection to the community.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so crucial nowadays to have connection, because we're really struggling with connection, and kids struggle with that. But if you put them in an environment where, it's safe and people are able to just pretty much collaborate and get together, which is another thing that we need. You're putting collaboration together, and teaching those interpersonal skills to kids is so crucial, because interpersonal skills are something that it's a dying skill set. I look at it as a skill set. So that's really cool that you're doing that. So kids can go out there and volunteer and help out. Okay.
Yes.
So is there like a specific age that you have to be, or?
So we have a lot of families that come and volunteer together, and as long as they're kind of doing it together, we're fairly lenient. Otherwise, they can volunteer by the age of 12 on their own.
Okay.
And then we kind of have different levels of different things that they can do as they kind of get older and more involved in the program. They can become horse handlers and help with some of our little kiddos that get on and ride the horses that need, extra hands. So there's a lot of opportunities, really, truly for all ages. So it's great.
That is so cool. Okay, cool. That's good to know. Because I'm even thinking about my kids. Maybe I can have them go and volunteer and help out a little bit. So, definitely going to be talking to them tonight.
Take care of some animals.
There you go. Yeah, and they love animals. They got their dog Fluffy, but they're better with animals than I am. So it
doesn't seem like work or a job or something you have to do. It's something you want to do, and you're caring for living, breathing beings. So
and you're bringing what you're also bringing to this community is empathy and compassion.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is so crucial. And I think empathy and compassion is something that's going to heal so many people. Not only the person that is being empathetic and compassionate, but the one who's receiving the empathy and compassion, which then will give that person the skill set of empathy and compassion. Because when you receive it, now you're like, okay, well, I kind of want to give this back. It's kind of like paying it forward. And I think that when you teach people empathy and compassion, it's such a great skill set, because if you don't have that, you cannot give what you do not have. And so when you do have that, then it's so much easier. But these horses, these animals are definitely a great opportunity for these kids to learn those skill sets, which I think is also a dying skill set, unfortunately.
They teach us so much. And, I've been involved in just the horse community alone for over 25 years, and I learn something from them every day.
That's so cool.
They're always teaching you something, and it's really powerful. It's really a unique experience. And, like I said, we have so many opportunities to be involved and to be with the animals that it's just like, we can cater. We can cater a program,
Yeah. And the reason why you learn from them all the time is because you're a person who's always willing to learn, which is, that's another skill set that we need to have, because always being willing to learn. And I remember one of my colleagues, and he just passed away like about 2 months ago. Great mentor of mine, Enrique, and he would always tell me, everybody you meet is a mentor, and he says, those little dudes, your little 7-9-year-old, they're going to be your greatest mentors. And oh my God, they have been such amazing mentors. Sometimes I'm like, oh, these guys, they put me on check, they check me. It's like, hey, remember, man, like, you may be older than me, but you still have your flaws, you still have your challenges. So, so cool what you're doing. And, so, like, who would benefit from these services? I mean, it seems like a lot of people would benefit from it, but is there like particular type of people that benefit from it more than any?
I say, like I said, we really do have a program for everybody. So truly, whether you're looking to just go horseback riding, or maybe you want a one-time experience, or you want an ongoing experience, we have family membership options.
Okay.
Winter break is coming up. We offer camps for the kids, and a lot more volunteering tends to happen this time of year. A little bit nicer out, even though it's December and 81 degrees, but for the most part. But we really, even if you don't know if this program is right for you, you just reach out to us, learn more about the program, and we'll guide you in a direction that we think will be best for you.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I've heard a lot of great things about your program, and then also we learned it from Mandy.
Yeah.
Who's I think she's like your biggest fan.
She's
and,
awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, she's really awesome,
love her.
and she's definitely like a big supporter of your program, and I mean, obviously, so. Tell us about any of the end of the year programs for our listeners out there. I think you mentioned something right now. So tell us a little bit more and how people can get involved.
Yeah, we have our camps. We have volunteering opportunities. We have at least one volunteer orientation a month. So if that's something you're interested in, come on down.
Okay.
We also have our big, year-end giving campaign right now. So if you can't come out to the property, you can't be involved hands-on, and you want to donate to provide a scholarship to somebody in need, we have our year-end giving coming up right now, and it's, we're an Arizona state tax credit organization. So that's $400 if you're filing single, $800 if you're filing joint, and like I said, you can designate it whether you want to sponsor an animal or put it into one of our mini scholarship funds. There's a lot of opportunities.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, that's great. Good stuff. And definitely something that a lot of people are needing out there. And, so if you want to donate, definitely, or if you want to just volunteer, go out there. I mean, this is an amazing organization. So for anybody that is interested in donating or maybe volunteering or, participating in one of these programs, how can they contact you to learn more about your organization or to get your services?
Yeah, definitely check out our website, www.TRAK.Tucson.org. Give us a call. Check us out on social media and follow us.
Cool. What's your telephone number where they can reach you?
It's 520-298-9808.
All right. One more time if you could repeat that. So
520-298-9808.
Awesome. All right. Great. So thank you again for being here. This was awesome. This was a great jam. I mean, I really loved your vibe and all the insights that you brought to us and the listeners. So, so we will be back, and thank you everybody for listening. Stay there, stay right there. We will be having Amy Bass and Ed from PPEP. This is the Common Good Radio Show brought to you by Veteran Rescue Mission. We will be right back after this. Speaker Andres Ruiz. We are missing John McClain, and he will be back next week. So, missing you, John. We sending you positive vibes your way, man. And now this is the second part of the show, and I'm really excited about the people that we have on. I love these people. These people are doing a lot of amazing things for our community, and I've been blessed to be able to know them for almost a year. I want to say close to a year. So it's been quite some time. And so we have Amy Bass, the executive director of prevention at PPEP, and Ed Dunin-Wasowicz. And he is the media advisor for the Prevention Coalitions and chair of the Amado Chili Cook-Off Committee. So thank you for being here, first of all. I really appreciate it. Last time we had you, I mean, time went by so fast. And blessed to have you here again. So let's get to it. So you guys have a big event coming up here, December 11th. So tell us more about it, Ed.
Sure thing. Yeah, we're pretty excited. The 11th annual Amado Chili Cook-Off Randy and Rose Estes Classic Car and Motorcycle Show is the title, believe it or not. And it will be on December 11th from 9 to 3 p.m.
Nice.
And what the event kind of consists of is multiple family entertainment options.
Okay.
I mean, we've got music all through the show. We've got upwards of 40 vendors.
Nice.
That'll be there, and we're talking about craft and food and all kinds of other good, interesting stuff. We always get interesting vendors.
Nice.
And also, then there's a car show.
Okay.
In the car show, we have 6 different categories.
Okay.
So it's the website at amadochiliCookoff.org has all the breakdown of all the details I'm giving you.
Nice.
And then, of course, we have chili.
Nice.
That's our way we started 11 years ago with chili. And we'll have that testing going on. Folks can come in and start tasting at 10:30.
Nice.
So from that point on, and then we have a voting after that. And there are trophies with cash prizes for both the cars and the cooks.
Okay, nice.
And it's pretty reasonably priced, everything. We have basically free admission. Okay. But we, if you're parking there in our particular parking area there at the Amado territory, which is just off of exit 48 on I-19, you will be able to pay $3 or give us 3 cans of food for the local Amado food pantry.
Okay, nice.
But now, how can people do all the tasting for chili? So basically, what we always call the bottomless cup is really going to turn into a ticket for $5, and they can go to every single one, or wristband.
Okay.
It's a wristband, not a ticket.
Nice.
To every single cook there, and try the chili as many times as they like, and then they get to vote. Nice. And at the end, as I say, we give trophies.
That sounds good.
So it's a pretty exciting event. I mean, there's a lot of stuff for everybody. The Community Prevention Coalition of Pima County took over the event about 7 years ago or so.
Okay.
It originally was started by something called the Amado Business Alliance that didn't make it all the way through. A lot of businesses were in trouble in Amado. It's a rural, kind of a poor area. Mm-hmm. And at that point, we turned it into an alcohol-free and a drug-free, since marijuana has been legalized. We added and drug-free event for the whole family. So it's a real fun thing for family and kids of all ages.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, that sounds exciting. And then $5 for unlimited chili, man. Oof, that sounds good. Definitely check it out, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun, I'm sure. Car show, music, and I understand that this is the 11th annual and cook-off that you're going to be having. And so, Amy, what's new this year?
Yeah, it's great. Thanks, Andres. It's actually the 11th annual, and it's happening on the 11th of December. So I love the way that's all running together there. It's a good sign for us, a good turnout. This year, what's new? Okay, well, last year, actually it was this year, before this year, we had a run on this that we did a virtual event. Mm-hmm. And so if you go to the website, which, as Ed mentioned, is amadochiliCookoff.org, there's a couple of videos up there, and you can see what we did in 2019 was a live event. And then, of course, for the pandemic, we had a kind of virtual event where people went to the restaurants to taste the chili. So now we're back live. So if people look at the 2019 video, they can kind of see what to expect. As Ed mentioned, there's the chili tasting, a car show, vendors, music. It's just going to be a really great day, and we're expecting a good turnout. We kind of, this year is so important because in previous years, we did this, of course, to raise funds for the Amado Youth Center. But in 2018, we lost our building. There was a flash flood down in Amado. And we've been trying to raise funds for a couple of years now. And we're getting pretty close. We need to build a new youth center. So we've been kind of running all of our programs out of different places in the community, including churches and parks and parking lots and some at the school. But we're really aimed at getting the Amado Youth Center building rebuilt. And so this year, all the funds are going to go towards the building the Amado Youth Center back up. So that's what's new this year, kind of a big push on hoping to get sponsors and we're not going to make a lot of money from chili sales because we make that really affordable. So people can, some chili contests you'll go to and you got to pay per cup. And, it's kind of like, okay, how much chili should I eat? But here, as long as the chili, until it runs out, we will just be filling up those little cups and letting people taste all day for the $5. So nice. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so it is definitely something to look forward to, and we will talk a little bit more about that and also the Amado Youth Center. But before we'll go into commercial break, and I just want to let everybody know who is, if you're that type of person who is looking for that purpose or you're trying to go for your goals and your dreams, I'm here to tell you that I am offering a free 30-minute consultation to anybody who is looking to have that confidence to believe in themselves so that they can start taking action towards their goals and their dreams, find their life's purpose, and leave a legacy behind. So if you're interested in a free consultation, I would love to give that to you. And you can reach me at ibelievecal@gmail.com, or you can also check out my website at ibelieveinmyself.org. You can also check out my Facebook profile page, Andres Ruiz, and you can connect with me there. And I would love to set up that session so we can get you into action and find that life's purpose. Veteran Rescue Mission. I am your coach and speaker, Andres, and we are back here with Amy Bass and Ed Dunin-Wasowicz. Yes, and we were just talking about the Amado Chili Cook-Off, amazing event, the 11th annual event. And I know, Amy, you were talking about the youth center, and you're raising a lot of these funds for the youth center. I really appreciate you for that, because I see the heart that you have for our youth, and especially down there in Amado. And you did mention a little bit about the youth center, how you're raising money for it. Tell me what the Amado Youth Center is about.
So, Andres, the Amado Youth Center is pretty much the only service of its type in this small rural area. Because it is on the outskirts of Pima County, on the border of the county. When any community is situated at the periphery of the government seat, it's really hard to have all the same services that you would have closer to the center of town. And so we don't have a lot of services out there, but we still have the same needs. And these kids, boy, they're amazing kids. They've learned how to make do with so little. And, they're just, when you work with them, there's such a reward to see their faces and their appreciation for everything that we bring out there. And, whether it's sitting in a workshop, like you said, learning about self-esteem and setting goals. I know you've been out there training the kids and seen that as well. But they just love it. They really get encouraged by having people that care about them. And so we have several different grants through PEP, and that's Portable Practical Educational Preparation. We call it PEP for short, because that's easier to say. But we've been out there since 2011. And as I mentioned, we had leased a building out there, and it got destroyed by that flash flood. Yeah. And believe it or not, I mean, gosh, it's like, wait, what? We had a flood? We did. It was September 2nd, 2018. Yeah. And it just kind of ruined our building. And so we've been doing the services. We have, teaching the kids the Too Good for Drugs, drug resistance skills, and the Thrive program, which is resiliency and self-esteem and coping skills and all of that. And a lot of fun. Pima County gives us some funding for a teen program, and the kids do a lot of community activities through that. But we really do need a building, because it was kind of cute this summer. Well, cute, unless you were the kids. They were holding the class in the park, and you're going to love this. Okay, so somebody brought hot dogs, and the kids were eating the hot dogs, and there were so many flies. It was right after the monsoons, and there were so many flies. One of the teenagers, there was a fly on his hot dog, and he almost ate it. Right? And all the kids were like, "Don't, you're going to eat a fly." And when the church heard about the story, they said, "Oh, you can come in the church and hold your classes there."
Nice.
But the kids, they're just troopers. Whether it's hot, whether it's cold, it's they just want to be with their peers, having a good time, and learning this stuff. And it's really it's in our heart to bring them a youth center, so they have a place that they can call their own, a safe place. We can bring in more programs. Hopefully we can get you back, because you're an awesome, kids love you, Andres.
Thanks.
So that's the youth center, what we do. And hopefully this Amado Chili Cook-Off will help us raise the funds.
Yeah, and definitely these kids are amazing. I got the opportunity to work with them and meet them, and I just resonated with them so much, the way that, their lives, I connected with so many of them, because I'm like, man, that kid is like me. I remember seeing myself in their eyes, and it's just a beautiful thing that you're doing, like Laura Lynn and all the people there. Matt, I got to meet. Andrea is amazing. I mean, Andrea has such a big heart. She's an amazing woman. And then Tony, I mean, I can go on, but there are a lot of amazing people there. Really love what they're doing. And so with this chili cook-off, it's your annual fundraiser. How much do you expect to bring in?
Well, I will say that most of the money that'll come from this. So, when we started the building fund back in 2018, our cost of the building was estimated at $510,000, which would have been great. We met that, exceeded that. We had $530,000, and then of course COVID set in right around that time, and I didn't expect the costs to blow up like they did, and we hired a construction company to get a cost estimate. We spent $3,000 on that. They came back, and they told us that our cost is going to be now $975,000. And I honestly, I almost fell out of my chair.
Yeah.
And for 15 seconds, I was completely defeated and deflated and thought, how are we going to do this? And then I realized we did it once. We'll do it again.
There you go.
And so I got back in my chair and started calling people and just saying, hey, we can't let these kids down. We have to build this youth center. How can we get more funding? And so we've had some very generous people, some donors, people. We had some grants. And so for the fundraiser, we're now up to $720,000.
Wow,
so
that's amazing.
We haven't got that much more to go. And it sounds strange to say that the chili cook-off is probably going to raise around $20,000 max, unless all your listeners are like, hey, jump on the website, AmadoChiliCookoff.org, and donate to this great cause. But right now, we got a grant from Pima County Attractions and Tourism for $13,000. That was to pay for a lot of the costs of the event. And then our sponsors have come in. We've got quite a few. Tucson Electric Power gave us $5,000. TRAK Electric gave us $3,000. HUD Bay gave us $1,500. And then we have quite a few smaller donations. We have a lot of 500s, 100s, 1200s.
Nice.
And I just got a $300 today before we came in here.
Cool.
So most of the money is going to be raised through the sponsorships. And I just want to say, again, it is not too late to sponsor. And then I'm thinking, I'm going to ask Ed here, who's our media advisor and works with the tech crew. I'm thinking we should just leave the website open even after December 11th, because what we did is we put a button up there, a red button or a bar across the front, and people can just click on that and donate directly to the Amado Youth Center Building Fund. It doesn't necessarily, we're using the Chili Cook-Off as a fundraiser, but this is fun. This is fun for the families and the kids and everybody who comes. But the real benefit is going to be where people go online and help donate. Right,
Yeah.
Ed?
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway, just that website again is AmadoChiliCookoff.org, and the only thing we actually will close, just to answer your technical question, the only thing we will close are registrations when they end.
Yeah.
But the ability to go on there and learn a little bit about the Amado Youth Center. There's a story there and a link for donating. So.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff. Yeah, for sure. And then, you also mentioned vendors too. Is that right? Like for Amy, I think you mentioned that for...
We do. We have 28 vendors now. We have room for 40.
Okay.
A couple of our top sponsors want a couple. They get that with their sponsorship. So if anybody's interested in being a vendor, there is still some room, still some time. But like Ed said, obviously you're not going to sign up for the car show or vendoring after the chili cook-off. But we'll throw you in next year if you do.
There you go.
You can register early. But yeah, people can go to the website and register their cars. They can also register their cars the day of.
Okay.
So yeah, a car show too. So, people come for the car show, people come for the vendors, they come for the chili, and also, you want to tell them about the entertainment?
Oh, sure. Yeah. As I mentioned, starting at about 9:30 or 10, and we have an agenda, but for the day. But sometimes, it's a country fair kind of atmosphere. You take it as it comes. But we will have 4 bands who plan to be there. One of them is Tonight's Sunshine, which is a young band. So they do alternative rock and some ballad work, beautiful ballad singing actually as well. And then we have the Southern Comfort Band, which is a bluegrass band.
Okay.
So we've got some variety going here.
Nice.
And we have the Dark End of the Street, which is Motown and some blues.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
And then we have the Chalaco Band, which is Latin fusion.
Okay.
Again, a little bit of Motown too, I guess. they had in their description. I don't know how that works exactly, but it'll certainly make for an interesting day, I think. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So we're pretty
that
happy.
last band was down at Tucson Meet Yourself.
Okay.
And really great group of guys.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun for sure. And then for the vendors, is there do they get a booth, or what exactly do they get, and how much, is there a ballpark figure?
Yeah, the vendor booths are $40, which is a super affordable rate compared to a lot of the venues. So $40, they get 10 by 10. We do ask them to bring a table and chairs, and most vendors have that. And then it can get warm even in December in Arizona, so if they want to bring a canopy, but like I said, AmadoChiliCookoff.org. Now's the time to sign up if you want a vendor spot before they're all gone. You can register your car, come out to the car show. Trophies, cash prizes. Last year we had a guy and he won, and he came up and he said, he was one of the winners, and he said, wow. He goes, I get a trophy and money?
Nice.
I'm like, yeah. And then chili cooks, if anybody is out there that has a restaurant that wants to be a chili cook, today is the final day. But we give a lot of advertising to your restaurant. It's a great day. And we're enticing restaurants. We will pay you $100 to come with your chili. So you got to bring 10 gallons of chili.
Nice.
But if you got a great chili recipe, or not, even if you don't have a recipe, you can create your own recipe and come out and provide chili. But you'll need to go on the website and get in contact with us immediately, because we have room for more. We always have room for more chili. Can't have enough chili.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.